Good afternoon, Sagittarius. I'm Kimberly, and you can reach me via email at gardenwitchtarot@gmail.com. I'm going to be doing a love reading for you for the week of the 7th through the 13th of May 2017. Details for my private readings are will be below or on my channel. So we're going to start with a 4-card spread. We're going to do an overall love card, and then we'll do a 3-card spread, and then we're going to move on into a Celtic cross. So we're reading for Sagittarius from May 7th through the 13th, 2017. For Sagittarius, May 7th through 13th, 2017. What have we got for Sagittarius in their love lives from May 7th through 13th, 2017. Okay. I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Kranz. I really like this this deck. It has some very nice illustrations. So the overall theme of the read is, or for your love situation, is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. And so this is about having options and making new starts, deciding. And it may not be a new start with a new person, but it may be a fresh start with an old person, or seeing things maybe from a new perspective that gives you some insight either into yourself or somebody else. So that's going to be the overall theme. And then we have your cards here. Okay, so the love situation, the overall situation, is the Daughter of Wands in reverse, or the Page of Wands in reverse. So Sagittarius, this is about action that needs to be taken, or a message that needs to be made. Like somebody needs to take action. So either you are not being proactive in a situation, or maybe the person that you're dealing with is not. So the Page of Wands in reverse is some sort of action that's not happening. So in the basis of this, we have the 8 of Swords in reverse, the 9 of Swords also in reverse, and then the 8 of Wands in reverse. So I see quite a bit of conflict here. So it looks like you've been deep in your thoughts and you're kind of scared. Looks like you're scared to come out with some sort of truth, or you're scared that somebody else will tell you something that you don't want to hear. And again, we have the 8 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. So you're not, it looks to me like you're not ready to either face the truth of the situation, or either you're hiding something, or somebody else is. And here we have the 9 of Swords in reverse, which is just a big jumbled up mess. And you know, sometimes and it could be with all of these cards in reverse, you're not feeling like the truth is going. Either you're afraid that when somebody else comes out with the truth that it's going to damage you, or you're hiding some sort of truth within yourself because you're afraid of how it's going to play out. And it looks like all this conflict, I mean, look at this card, is just a big jumbled mess of eyeballs and beaks and worms, and so this is causing you a lot of headache and distress and sleepless nights, and it looks like there's conflict, like actual conflict that's involved, whether it's with arguing. You know, the Swords are more internal things, and then Wands can be kind of external things. So the 8 of Wands is about kind of protecting yourself from action. So either you feel like you're not being protected from the conflict, or you don't know how to, it's like you don't know how to make the right move without maybe causing more damage. So we're going to clarify some of this. Why is this Daughter of Wands in reverse? So we've got the Two of Wands in reverse. So there's a decision that needs to be made, and the Death card. So the Death card in a spread is about, you know, something ending and something new coming about. So it looks like you need to make a choice for some of you, and this is not all of you. And right now there's not balance in this situation. And then the Tower card. So it looks like the choice that needs to be made, and I don't know if this is you who's hesitant to act on something, or somebody else that's hesitant to act, but it looks like there is a choice that needs to be made. And I don't know if the reason it's not being made is because you're afraid of the sudden, because it looks like this is really going to shake things up. Whether this is you know that this Tower card needs to come about and you're afraid of hurting somebody else, or if somebody else is making a choice and or has a choice to make of some sort that's going to bring a new beginning, but really kind of, you know, destroy what exists now. Okay, and then we have the Emperor just fell out. I was looking at this Eight of Swords in reverse, and the Emperor fell out of this deck in reverse also. So it looks like, you know, you're not sure what is, just kind of what is going on here. Okay, and then we have the Son of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Daughter of Wands is there in the situation. So again, some sort of action is not happening, or the action that is happening is not on the up and up. So this could be that somebody's being manipulative and has a choice to make. And then the Three of Wands. So somebody's waiting for their ships to come in and hoping that the choice that they've made is going to put them on the path. And maybe you've kind of decided something in the situation and somebody else hasn't. But you're wondering if what's going on is going to lead to something positive. And these two cards just popped out to you. And I've got the Two of Cups, which is about either a choice that needs to be made, or it could be about, you know, feeling emotionally fulfilled. So it could be that the person that you're dealing with, you have love feelings toward, or they have love feelings toward you. Or it could be just that a choice needs to be made in the situation, like this cup or that cup. What are you going to do? And then you've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So eights are about growth a lot of times, knowing kind of working toward coming out of something. Like this Eight of Swords in the upright, you know, it's time for this butterfly, or this butterfly has a choice to come off of this sword and fly, but they're kind of hesitant because they're afraid that their, you know, their little wings will get stabbed by all these swords. And in reverse, you know, you feel like maybe the swords are just flying toward you and you kind of feel defenseless from it. And then you've got the Eight of Wands here, which in the upright, again, you know, this wand that has all this power coming into it, it has kind of formed a hedge around itself. So there's some sort of balance, and it's in the reverse. The Eight of Pentacles is about working, perhaps on your finances. And in reverse, it could be that this is a situation that you need to let go. And it looks like you've got a choice to make, and that Wheel of Fortune is calling here. And I just had these cards fall out. So yeah. Ace of Wands, you need to make a decision. Action needs to happen. Something needs to happen. And then that we've got the Seven of Cups in the upright. So there's choices. There's good choices. You just have to make a choice. I see the Seven of Cards, the Seven of Cups. I see it kind of, you know, it has some hesitation. There's hesitation with making a choice. But, you know, for the most part, all these choices are good and can work out for you. But it does leave you, you know, you're feeling emotionally drained. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which is feeling left out in the cold. So for you, Sagittarius, look, and then we have the Ace of Cups now at the bottom of the deck. So this is about, you know, and I think with this Two of Cups here, I think this is somebody that you're dealing with that you have felt sincere, true love for. But there's a choice, and there's a choice that needs to be made, and the Wheel of Fortune needs to move on, and somebody's not being true with their actions. Or maybe with the Daughter of Wands and the Son of Wands both in reverse, it could just be that, you know, maybe the actions of somebody else or your actions, you know, they say actions speak louder than words, and it could be that how somebody is acting is not in alignment with what they're saying, and you're hesitating to make a choice, or somebody's hesitating to make a choice because you do feel love for this person in this situation. There is love there, and when you love somebody and feelings are involved, you know, it's a big risk. It's a big risk to change things, or to say, you know what, this isn't what I want. But it looks like the work isn't being put into it, and a choice needs to be made. So my advice on that one is kind of shit or get off the pot, because there is the Wheel of Fortune. There are options in front of you, and you can choose to grow in any direction once you make a choice. Okay? So we're going to move on to a general. We're going to do a Celtic cross, which is more of a general reading for you, Sagittarius. And I'm sorry if that love reading resonated with you. I'm sorry that some of you are going through that, because it looks like kind of your heart and mind are being pulled in two different directions. But make a choice. Action needs to happen. Okay, so what do we have for Sagittarius from the 7th through the 13th of May? What can we tell Sagittarius from the 7th through the 13th of May 2017? What's in store for Sagittarius? Just need to shuffle these a little more. Okay. And we've got the Queen of Cups as the overall energy for the reading. So we've got you, Sagittarius, obstacles, foundation, crowning energy, near future, how you see yourself in the situation, environment, dreams and ideals, and the outcome. Okay. Wow, Sagittarius, what is going on here? What is going on with you? Okay, so for your overall energy, again, the same Eight of Swords. what I'm going to tell you about the Eight of Swords, and I like this depiction, is that, you know, you may be feeling stuck, you may be feeling trapped in whatever situation that you're in, but the message of this card is that you've come further than you think. So the truth and how you've been dealing with it and your growth in the situation, you've come further along than you think, and if you'll just work a little bit more, you can easily take the blindfold off and see the truth that's right there all around you, okay? But you've come further than you can, and it won't be as hard as you think to get yourself out of this whatever obstacle or situation. And the obstacle is the Five of Pentacles. So you're feeling left out in the cold, or maybe you're leaving somebody out in the cold, but that is the obstacle, is that feeling of being left out. And then in the foundation, again, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So this is kind of like, you know, looks like fences in this deck. So maybe you're not sure what is, like, which side of the fence you should be on. Like, again, you're weighing your options, but you're afraid to take action because this card is in reverse. And then in the past energy, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So this could be feeling really, really emotionally drained, or a love offer that didn't come through, or that's not working out in the recent past for whatever reason. And then crowning it, we have Judgment. So again, you need to make a choice. A choice needs to be made. And I like to see this card also as like thinking outside of the box, you know, like these spirits were in these coffins, and then they get called, and now they're seeing things in a new light. So that could be the Judgment card too. Maybe it's a matter of perspective and seeing things from somebody else's view as well. In the near future, we have the Strength card. Sorry, let me put that up a little longer. In reverse. So this is really draining you, making you feel unbalanced. You don't want to make a choice, or maybe you're afraid, you know, of getting your hand bit off by this lion. How you're seeing yourself or in this situation, this could be how you're acting or just how you're feeling, but there's a lot of conflict. This Five of Wands is about conflict. So either you're internally conflicted or there's literal conflict. And then in the environment, or how other people, this could be how other people are seeing you, or the environment itself is the Four of Swords in reverse. So sleepless nights, like you're ready to know the truth. Like you're ready to come out of this not seeing the truth. You want the truth. And it looks like maybe the truth is going to come out in this situation. And then in your hopes and ideals, we've got this Tower card, which we had in the last spread too. So I think for a lot of you, this has to do with your love life. And this Tower card is about sudden change. And sometimes that change is for the good. And sometimes this change, you might be ready to bring about this change on your own. You may be ready to shake things up. And sometimes that's not a bad thing either. And then in the outcome, we have the Chariot card. So the Chariot card, the Chariot card in reverse. So the Chariot card is about kind of like balancing between the yin and the yang, and then moving forward once you have found the balance that you need. It's about moving forward. So again, the balance isn't being found, or you're just not ready to move forward. These cards just came out. So we've got the Ten of Cups and then the Eight of Pentacles. And the Ten of Cups is about you feeling happy. There's happiness here, but somebody's not willing to work on it. And I don't know if that's you, Sagittarius, or somebody else. But at one point, you know, we've got the Ace of Cups. So at one point, I presume the Ace of Cups was up right here, and now it's not. And either you or the person that you're dealing with, somebody needs to take off the blinders and see the truth, and somebody's feeling left out in the cold. You're not sure what to make. It's just causing conflict. It looks like there's a choice that needs to be made. So with this Five of Pentacles, we've got the King of Swords. So again, maybe somebody's acting really logically, or maybe you're dealing with an air sign. Maybe it's this air sign who you thought was a king and leaving you out in the cold. But I think it's maybe somebody is being more, instead of emotional, maybe somebody's dealing with something more logically, and that's making you feel left out in the cold, or vice versa. So with the Judgment, we've got the Queen of Cups, which was the overall energy that we had here. So feeling loving. The Queen of Cups is somebody who's in touch with her emotions. Her cup is filled. So there's a judgment that needs to be made about your emotions. Maybe you don't know how you feel. Of course, the Queen of Cups is in the upright, but that could be somebody else in the situation. Or it could be that you're dealing with a water sign. So with this Five of Swords, Five of Wands in the upright, we've got the Five of Swords in reverse. So yeah, like there's conflict that's happening, and it looks like you're tired of playing games, or maybe somebody's trying to get the upper hand in a situation and it's not working. So if you're trying to get the upper hand in a situation somehow, like through kind of petty bickering, like, well, you know, if somebody comes and says, you know, I feel like you didn't listen to me, and you're like, well, you never listened to me, or I told you the other day that I needed this and you didn't listen to me. That's like trying to kind of show them up, and that's kind of what this Five of Swords is about, and it's in reverse. So nobody's winning here. Nobody's winning in that situation. The Four of Swords in reverse is here with the King of Wands in reverse. So that could be a fire sign or somebody that's acting manipulatively. The Tower card is with the Two of Cups in reverse. So if you take this action and shake things up, it may leave you feeling empty. And then the Chariot card, you're not ready to move on because you're feeling brokenhearted, or somebody else is brokenhearted. Maybe you said something that hurt somebody's feelings, and now even though you know you want to move on, maybe you feel guilty and are staying. So yeah, we've got the Nine of Swords here, and then the Magician. So maybe you're hoping that you can find balance. But we've got the Devil in reverse. So yeah, it looks like maybe you're staying with somebody because you feel obligated, or you don't want to break their heart. And then we've got the Nine of Wands in reverse, which is kind of like just you've built up your defenses and you're just staying on one side of it. And this could feel like you feel kind of stuck in a way. And then we've got the Lovers. So yeah, I think this has to do with love and you not wanting to hurt somebody else, or them not wanting to hurt you. So, you know, and no work is being put into it on one side or the other. And maybe, you know, all I can tell you is sometimes when you have choices in front of you and you want something but you hesitate, I mean, if you make a choice about something, stick with it. And you know, don't, the message that I'm getting is don't try to do somebody else a favor or think that you're doing them a favor by sticking around when you don't want to. And so if you're the one doing this, Sagittarius, then don't fool yourself into thinking that you're doing somebody a favor by staying with them when you don't want to. And if you feel like you're on the receiving end of that, if you've been suspicious of somebody's motives and there's been like gut feelings and things that have told you, hey, things are not going well here, then, you know, don't wait for them to stick around forever and drag you through whatever because it's familiar to you. And that's what that Devil card in reverse is about, is sticking with something. How I see it is like something that needs to change, or that is changing, or a choice that you have to make between the familiar and the unfamiliar. So I'm going to pull a card from, actually I'm going to pull two from the Fairy Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. The first card that I pulled is the Magician. It says you can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to succeed. So if you need to make a decision, do it. Take charge. That Magician card was in your reading too. You can manifest whatever it is you need to. And sometimes, you know, if you make a choice, or there's a choice and you're afraid that it's not going to turn out, I mean, just keep in mind that we have the power to make anything out of any situation that we're in. You know, we may find ourselves in a very difficult situation, but we can move forward and find happiness even in the worst of situations. And then the other card that came out for you is the Queen of Summer, or the Queen of Cups, which this is the third time I believe this has come out in this reading. And this is a person that's loving, comforting, emotional, and intuitive. Listen to your heart. Intuitive insights you can trust. Taking care of others, perhaps too much. So, again, if you have your suspicions about somebody else, listen to your gut. Listen to your instinct. And don't take care of don't let yourself be responsible for everybody else. Listen to your heart. Know that you can do anything and take charge of your life, and you can manifest what you need to be successful in this situation. So please comment. Tell me what's going on, Sagittarius. That seemed like a roller coaster of a reading. And I want to know if it resonated. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and let me know what's going on. And I will talk to you soon.